So now we're going to make the seat, and I've got some pallet wood and I've got my tape measure. So I want to put a couple of slats across and then some on top. I'm going to measure it. So I want to leave a bit of room, 30 centimetres. So let's cut them and we'll lay them out. Pretty much where I want them now. I want to put some long pieces on and then I'm going to mark them off. So I've cut 2 slats and I'm going to cut 3 in total. So here's the third one. Now in the corners, obviously the bath's angled. So I've cut some 45s off in the end, which I've done on my chop saw. So I've done one side, I've got one more to cut. So let's go do that on chop saw now. Okay, so I've got it lined up on the chop saw. So a nice smooth cut, here we go. And there we have 2 45s. So I'm just going to mark these so I know the positioning of them. So what I want to do is I want to glue them and pin them to the underboards, and then I can remove them, paint them, and then bond them to the bench, and then that will be easy-ish. So I've cut 2 slats and I'm going to cut 3 in total. So here's the third one. Now in the corners, obviously the bath's angled. So I'm going to glue the slats up, and just as before I'm going to use exterior PVA glue. And if you didn't know, exterior PVA glue is a lot thicker than usual PVA glue, so it takes some effort to get it out of the bottle. Now I'm going to put the tops back on, and this is where I get glad that I've marked the pieces of wood. There's one. Two. Three, perfect. Now I'm going to pin them to the underpiece so I can lift it up and then paint it. Now I've used my battery powered pin gun or brad gun, and I'm firing in these little brad pins. Now, obviously, I realise not everyone's got a expensive battery-powered gun. Obviously, speeds it up for me loads. But if you didn't have one, you could use screws. You could use small nails. You could just buy from your shop. And if you did want to see where you can get one of these from, I'll stick in the links for you. And well, you see how fast I did it, so it's a winner really. So, okay, so now I'm going to give it a quick sand so there's no rough bits sticking in anyone's legs. If you're going to sit on your shorts, for instance, and it was a bit rough, ouch. So, I'm putting my ear defenders on and I'm going to give it a sand. Now, if you didn't have a sander like me, you could just rub it down by hand and that would probably be fine, but just to speed things up, well, I've got this DeWalt sander. I've had it for a few years and it's really good. So, I'll stick a link in the descriptions for you. I just want to put some ear defenders on because it is loud. So I'll give it a quick sand in and I've rounded off the front corner here just in case anyone's legs rub against it. And now I'm going to give it a quick coat of paint. So now we're going to bond this seat on now I've made it. So same as before, I'm going to use some standard silicone. I'm just going to generously get it on there. Some nice couple of big blobs. Now I want to make sure I put that the right way, that wood on. I think it's the right way. Brilliant. Nice and straight. Give it a good old rub on. Now, just want to leave that now overnight and it's all done. And then I can get that bath into position. So there we go then. We've done it. A bath into a bench and to be fair it's looking really good. Now as you can see, sides, T or someone else sits on the side lovely and it's actually really comfortable. Back's a good height. Come out the front, my legs go down just enough. You could easily get 2 adults on here or 4 children. And I like the way it's already started to just weather. Look where I cut it across its edge there. Look at that. Lovely bit of rust on there, or patina. And we learned a few things along the way. I did really paint the bath. Remember when I painted it all white? Well, unfortunately, the day after I came out and it had just all flaked off. Probably from my own poorly preparation. But I rubbed it off and you know what? I think I appreciate the bath even more in its natural state because it's weathered and worn. You can tell it's from the 30s, right? 2021, 70, 90 odd years old. I mean, what a buzzing. Now I did take out the, I took the plug out So when rain goes onto it, as long as I get it on a level base, it'll just run out the bottom. And so it'll never be sat in water. So that's a good thing. I hope you've enjoyed watching our videos, and stay tuned for the next one.